something I already know, but the Africans are confirming it. Um, we shouldn't be eating wheat. We shouldn't be eating rice, and we shouldn't be eating grains. We shouldn't be eating this stuff like oatmeal. Not the way that they're preparing it somehow, the way that they have manufactured it to be edible. Shouldn't be eating that at all. Not only because it really rips your guts apart somehow, it causes major problems with that. It does that with that, it does something to your brains. It causes brain fog. It causes just disorientation. You don't know how to think very well. I am not kidding. I feel my food like a drug. And then I feel it and I'm like, wow, I don't appreciate this. When I eat wheat, that is the worst for your brains. Worst. It's doing something with your guts. If you do it enough, you get all kinds of bulging and stuff. It really does. And don't eat it as much. Avoid it. Avoid the buns, the pizza doughs. Sorry, there's another. Even if you're getting the wheat off the shelf and you're making your own tortillas like I do, don't always eat it all the time. You have to flush yourself with green stuff like broccoli and fast. Make sure that you're fasting whenever, if you're going to indulge in these things, because you can process it out easier. But that stuff, it'll get stuck in you. But the truth is, you guys are probably walking in this fog anyway, and you have no incentive to even get out of your comfort zone, because it's just, you have no idea what you're being bombarded with. I do. I feel it. And I'm here to tell you, and the sugars that they make you eat, they say, oh, just put sugar in it. That is poison. I am not kidding. And if I'm left to vibrate my highest vibrational frequency, and as well as beating back these people that think they know me and they're going to condemn me and try and whatever they're trying to do. You know what I mean? It's at the same time that this is happening, at the same time I'm going, excuse me, I am God. What are you doing to me? I am the truth. What are you doing to me? Really? So in reality, I don't exist and you just don't have any truth. Really? Because I never gave you a problem ever until when? I have a right to my fucking reaction to that and get away from me. And I didn't see you for a year. I'm talking about a personal incident. I'm not crazy, man. I'm perfectly fine. You people are crazy and sick. Sick. And, after a while, I think it's going to happen. When Pluto gets away from afflicting my Mercury, which is it's not, my mind is not having fun with all of the information coming at Pluto, and I can just see, it has to do with the truth, and I'm able to absorb the truth, but it's like blindsiding. And by the way, this is why it's reversed, and you have to look at this, and it is mind-boggling, and it's not fun, and of course, I'm looking like this and that and the other, but the truth is, Pluto is technically trining my sun. Very spiritual aspect, very powerful. It's a trine, it's easy. When Pluto moves into Aquarius, it's going to trine my 369. People will be here enough they will have heard enough to want to just be with me. To just, Shauna, do you have a room? Yeah, you can have it for so much cheaper. I love you. Thank God you came. I was wondering where you were. I need friends, and they're out there. You just got to realign and say, God, I didn't know you were like that, and I'm sorry that this happened with this person, and I realized that happened. Bye, Roxy. My dog lets herself out. Poor thing. She doesn't like the energy that has happened, especially over the last year, where I was being stubborn. I was like, okay, fine, I'll just drive down the hill for a dog bone and a fucking loaf of bread and a piece of butter. $25, drive down the hill. Each time, 3 times a week. I was just stubborn doing that. Really, I was just following their directions, saying you can't shop here anymore. Well, water under the bridge, and then what happens? It's rehashed by a store manager in one of the stores. One of the stores that provides a main staple that I can afford. It's really important that I get that, and the cat food. Really, it's a delicacy in my life, and it hangs in the balance. And this kind of thing will affect it greatly. And I need to get a hold of that Diane Johnson person and say, wow, Do you even know what's happening? If she hasn't heard of anything that's happening, let's get Juan over here and tell him to talk. What is his excuse for kicking me out on March 18th? He's in trouble. He's in big trouble. And the thing is, in the air with the eclipse season and what's happening, like with the Mercury thing, it's still in the air where you need to watch out, right? You watch out what you say. You watch out how you approach things. You know, you got to be real live performing artist. I never heard a fucking thing. I look at this Juan guy as a very kind of subdued, just taking orders, and he doesn't really want to get out of that box, like, because if he does, he's just, well, I just don't know what you're, and this and that, hang up. Really, that's the one that has not worked on himself. He's just posing as somebody, as a professional. These people right under the surface are, you can't count on them. Um, they're having probably troubles with with themselves and at their home, and they need to figure that out because their job will reflect it. It's like, why are you putting up with that? Whatever organizations are still, see, the reason why people are still wearing masks up here is because a lot of people up here, they watch TV like crazy. They can't handle being alone in the mountains. They don't know that, fuck, you're not supposed to be using TV up here. I remember when they started stringing cable television up here, it was in the 80s, and I was like, here I am, my own great grandpa, and I'm like, wow, this is a first, and why do we need it? Why do people need TV in the mountains? You come to the mountains for a specific reason, and that should be upheld, and it should be held as a sanctuary and say, excuse me, but you can go so many other places to watch TV and be in a box and think about who you are as being more real than just reality. Mountains aren't here for that. The mountains will keep knocking you in the ass. Boom, it just snowed. What are you gonna do now? Here comes the wind. Boom, a tree? Is that a tree? Is that a pine cone? What was that, an animal? What are you gonna do with that fly? Ah! It's all beauty. You just go, wow. And you think about it. Really, does a tree fall in the forest and I hear it only because my ears are here? Ears make sound? Really? God, I never thought of it that way.